goes.
Greetings, everybody.
Thanks for everybody coming to stream, coming to broadcast, coming to participate, coming to listen, coming to argue their points, not argue, but state their points of ideas as we go around the big circle again this month.
And we are here at the All-Player Towns Gathering. Winfield is there, center stage.
I'm going to do a quick little intro in text chat in the game, and if somebody wants to say what my words are, that would help, because I got to copy paste.
And we're going to let you go ahead and listen in and watch in as we go on. You're watching the All-Player Towns Gathering here on NBNN.
Welcome everyone to the December 2015 All Towns Gathering. I'm Winfield, the Governor of Paxlair, and I am your host.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Fish.
Today we continue to bring people together who are interested in communities, towns, and this round in general. Our purpose is to help people learn from each other and create new ideas for their towns and communities. This is not a design session, yet anyone may take ideas and get them to the developers. That would be great. This meeting is mainly held in TeamSpeak. No password. Highlights are broadcast on Avatars Radio along with great music. NBNN is streaming on Twitch TV too. Thank you. I encourage everyone to join us in TeamSpeak to at least listen and text comments and questions in game or in TeamSpeak. The meeting will go a lot faster. We have workshop breakout sessions after the preliminary session. Those may go to other towns and we'll have a dedicated TS channel. Sessions are 30 minutes and we can then rotate to others. They are economy, combat, adventuring, libraries, role-playing, and crafting. We will now continue in TeamSpeak. Please join us there if you can.
All right, thanks, Casey. That was perfect. You almost sounded like, no, well, maybe not. Who knows? But appreciate you doing that. And welcome, everybody. We are doing this is the second time we've used this auditorium for the All Towns Gathering. I wanted to hold it in a NPC town or an NPC area over at Mariah's Overlook. Was unable to do that because it is a PvE area and we couldn't get 80 or 100 people into one scene there. So right now we're limited to doing these large gatherings in player-owned towns or player-run towns, I guess, or maybe like Arduous or something. But maybe down the road, Portalarium will make us a huge neutral Coliseum place near Brittany or something. But we'll see how that goes. So this is a open session where anybody and everybody can participate. I ask that you sit in the bleachers around where your town is generally located. If you can't figure that out, it doesn't matter that much, other than if you are sitting with people in your region, then you guys can kind of know who's your neighbors in the various towns around you. And you might even have some comments speaking from a regional point of view as well. A couple of opening remarks. We are going to hold these workshops. I'm still in need of, we can decide now or think about it, but somebody who might help me moderate the channel for adventuring, which is like going out and killing monsters, doing PvE kind of thing, or following the main storyline. So you don't have to say it right now, but if anyone's interested in that, think of that. And moderator basically is just keeping the information flowing. Nobody's dominating the session. We'll go for 30-minute sessions, and then we'll kind of allow people to rotate to another session. And the moderator can recap kind of what was talked about in the previous 30-minute session to keep things kind of going and flowing. And that'll be for all 6 of these little workshops that we have after this main meeting. I need a moderator for the libraries, those who are interested in libraries and books and publishing. That is an open area as well. And actually what will happen is if you get into the session later on and there is no moderator, you can self-appoint somebody or just, you know, talk chaotically together, but within some orderly fashion. Who knows? Crafting, I'll need someone there to also moderate the crafting session, which would be anything from crafting skills and how people are going to craft in production lines for their towns and whatever else. The other 3, I do have moderators. Eternal Night, I think you volunteered for the economy one. Is that correct?
Yeah, I can do that if you need.
User joined your
Okay.
channel.
Roper Doc Holiday volunteered to moderate the combat session. Is that correct?
10-4.
Good. And Kazan Phoenix Fire has offered to moderate the role-playing session. Is that correct?
That is.
Okay, fantastic. Does anybody want to, at least right now, volunteer to help moderate and lead the adventuring, libraries, or crafting session? Okay, if not, that's fine. Once you get to those sessions, we'll probably sort out somebody who can help lead, or just, you know, to have your discussion orderly or whatever, and everything will be fine. Okay, another thing I want to mention is part of economy is we had some discussion earlier today and yesterday on things like how do you pay for taxable lots and things in the long run once we figure out what taxation is, and it could be quite expensive. But some people may just have lots to set up markets or role-playing venues. So one thing we're testing and experimenting with is the capability to use our vendor right here at this event. You don't have to donate, but it's a donations vendor. And so you can take a look at that when you get a chance. There's 3 pieces of paper behind the vendor here outside of our auditorium, the All Towns Gathering vendor. And it shows what you could, you know, if you donate 100 gold, you get these benefits. You could donate 500 gold, you get additional benefits. Those benefits are just, you know, they're made up right now. There's no real pub that's going to offer those things for us. And it's all kind of testing ideas. So Malachus came up with these ideas, and we can just all capitalize on that kind of thing using player vendors. It seems to work pretty good. Then also we have Portalarium Christmas Party coming up on the 11th of January. I want to turn over to Casey real quick to explain how you can participate, how you can send things to Portalarium or to Casey to get to Portalarium, and that there will be video streams and such going on during that event on January 11th. So Casey, go ahead and tell us what's going on there.
Okay, so some of you may know we had the opportunity to decorate Portalarium for the holidays. That was only the first step. We are going to be having a holiday party on the 11th. Backers are encouraged to attend in person. If you cannot, they're going to be, like Winfield said, streams set up. We're also trying to work with Portalarium to get one of the streamers access to a quote-unquote robot to travel around the party and stream directly from it. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can be involved. If you can't make it on the 11th to actually join in person, if you would like to, you can send donations to me via PayPal that will go directly to the party. You can send Christmas cards, things like that, directly to Portalarium. If you have perishables or bigger items that you would like delivered to me, and then I can bring up there, set up, pass out, so that the devs do not have to take their time away to do that. There'll be a post with information so you can contact me directly. If you do want to go, please PM me on the forums so that we can take note of that and kind of get a head count, so that we can know how much we need to cook, how many treats we're going to need. We're also looking at making hats for the hat quest. It'll be on January 11th. It's going to start around 4 p.m., but we will have a post very soon so that everybody can have that information out there directly. That's everything that I have at the exact moment on top of my head. If anybody has any questions, I'd feel free to answer those at a given time.
All right, perfect, Casey. Thank you. All right, just real quick, does anybody have any huge announcements, regarding everything that would pertain to everybody before I start going around the bleachers? All right, I'm going to head to the northwest bleacher. Which is this one right here. North Pallidus. Okay, so the reason I'm starting here, and I'm going to go counterclockwise, because North Pallidus was the last to speak last time after 4 hours. We hope to have this all done in an hour and a half, so we can get on to the workshops and entertain lots of discussion. So I ask that people in each region, town within the region, can stand up, step forward, and tell us a little bit about your town, your efforts, your ambitions. And I'd like to ask one pointed question of everybody who speaks. What are you trying to accomplish before episode 1 launches? What is like the main thing you're trying to do during pre-alpha before the actual game launches and resets and goes live? So if you can address that, what are you trying to do before pre-alpha? That would be wonderful. Gives us all an idea of whether you're what you're trying to do. So
User disconnected from your channel.
So North Pallidus, buddy, step up and tell us about the place. Striker Sparhawk is standing up. Go ahead and step forward onto the carpet. In TeamSpeak.
Hello, I'm Striker Sparhawk. I represent the White Hart cluster of towns in the sort of on the Verdantis North Pallidus border. Sort of in the interior where the mountains meet the road up from the Abundus River. So White Hart is, its main place is a snowy biome. To be determined which snowy biome, since there's supposed to be another one. It's mostly going to be a story town. This means that it's sort of like at least half of it is reserved for special setups, for like festivals, or possibly if two warring factions want a snowfield battle or something like that, or maybe just a giant snowball fight. But it's supposed to be a refuge for people just to get away, cabin in the woods kind of place. There's a lower valley on the Abundus River that is to be an agricultural area, primarily village lots and mostly people who want to grow things. I don't know if there's going to be biodiversity as far as the different types of biomes. That's still to be spoken of, but agriculture in the game is kind of a big thing for me. That leads to brewing, and that leads to taverns and bar crawling and all kinds of socialization from there. So it's kind of a ways to a means. But speaking to that, the thing that I want to get done before episode 1 is more or less, the template design, how to go about finding people, to settle in these places. I mean, we have a limited amount of people that are doing the pre-testing alpha, but being ready for them is probably, you can plan for it, but once you get the people there, then all those plans go away. So, Arky's having some. Okay. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you very much, and that's all for Whiteheart.
Thanks, Striker. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Woo-woo!
Clap, 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 clap.
Come on, lads, get your clapper out. Hey. Okay, Oba, are you in TeamSpeak with us? There we go.
Oba does not appear to be in TeamSpeak.
Okay. He's talking in chat. He,
User joined your channel.
Absianus Sepulchre
That
is
may be
our
him.
PvP town attached to MGG's Rift End.
Oh,
We craft, we're not a PKer guild, but we do PvP, he says.
We can't read it from over here.
No.
He's an underground biome that's attached to Rift's End. Absinius Sepulchre is the name of his town.
Okay, welcome. Round of applause
User
for
joined your
Oba.
channel.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, moving on to the next bleachers. This is No Reach, the region of No Reach. So who do we have here? We do not have Roper. He jumped off. Okay. Alright, nobody's here at that. Go to the next one. And we have the region of Norgard. Nobody from Norgard. Very good. We have the region of Verdantis. We have Scraps McMutt. Welcome, Scraps. You are on stage. Go ahead, sir. Alright, if somebody can voice what he says.
Okay, this is Scraps McMutt. He is with the Old Timers Guild.
User joined your channel.
His town is currently called the Highlands in the Verdantis region. One thing he is waiting for is the Verdantis mines to open so he can see what resources are available. The Old Timers Guild is a guild of mature players, very laid back. They don't do much role playing. And their goal before launch is to get their town set up and organized.
That's great, Scraps. I do have a question. I think you can hear us. So, with Verdantis mines opening up, and hopefully there's some scarce resources in each of these mines around Novia, what would be your goal with the mines? Are you looking at your town to be pretty involved in the economy, the supply and demand of perhaps those goods? Go ahead, Stryker. You can say what he's saying.
So the question was, again, about the mines?
Yeah, just say what he's saying. The different voice.
So the answer to the question was yes. Old Timers Guild has a lot of people interested in crafting, so the economy will be very important to our town.
And would you be interested in regional economy or going it alone, or are you going to try to get to know your neighbors in your region?
Yes, we will want to reach out to our neighbors.
All right, very good. Wonderful to have you here. Appreciate you taking the time to come in, and I'll let Stryker go ahead and say what you just said.
He is looking for more of an organic growth in his town instead of planning it too much ahead.
Very nice. So that's an interesting point for everybody. Are you growing organically, or are you growing... Organically is kind of like take it as it comes, versus really out recruiting, setting frameworks, all that kind of stuff, ahead of time. Kind of has to go with what are you trying to accomplish before episode 1. For example, Paxlayer is going to grow organically, so we're not really defining government, for Paxlayer and all that as of yet. We just know we're going to have relationships when we get to episode 1. So that's kind of our pseudo definition of organic into episode 1. Scraps, excellent stuff. Perfect. And he says, Stryker says what? Same thing here?
Yes, the same thing that you have spoken about. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Scraps. Everybody give Scraps a big round of applause.
User joined your channel.
And thank you, Stryker, for interpreting. That's perfect. Alright, we'll continue around the horn here. Some empty bleachers, Forsaken Vale. Seems like the north and west is maybe not inhabited as much yet. We have South Palatus.
Actually, I'm from South Palatus. I kind of just stepped over to BMC to be with friends. Shall I come over there now?
Oh, yes, please. Come on over now and speak about your region. That's perfect. So let's go back over to North Palatus.
South Palatus.
South Palatus, sorry.
That's okay.
This one right here.
I don't know. I'll just follow you.
Great.
My name's Jade. My husband Onyx and I own a cottage grove. It's technically in the South Palatus, but it's kind of tucked up in a corner. It's very, very close to Nightshade Pass, and will be close to Hilt when it comes into the game. We have a guild member named Lacey to thank for a fabulous design. We think that's very unique, where we have 8 expert level crafting tables set up right now for the general public to use, but in the future will be limited to residents and my fellow guild members. Our intention moving forward, I am very, very curious, because it was such a deal in Ultima Online as to what they're going to be doing with alchemy. I'm very interested in that. Obviously, my husband crafts blacksmiths. I'd be very interested in alchemy, and also looking really hard at trying to move that forward in our town. It's a crossroads, so we only get 4 merchants, so that it's going to weigh heavily on the choices that we make. Now, as far as occupancy, currently we're really flexible until release. Now, come release, we will probably expect some remuneration, whether it be in form of in-game gold, a trade for goods, or U.S. cash. Our goal is not to be greedy, but to recoup our investment and hopefully provide a really nice environment for the crafting-minded and hopefully alchemist-minded group of people. I have a question for the group. That's basically, the town is pretty well designed. It's pretty much, until we get some more templates to look at, it's pretty well designed. I'd encourage you to come by and take a look at our really cool crafting center. But that's pretty much it. I have a question to ask, if that'd be all right.
Sure, go ahead.
I'd be very interested if there's a town near us named Oasis, and I would be very interested in visiting with my neighbor. So if anybody knows who owns Oasis, I would dearly love you to share that information with me.
That would be Goonie.
I'm sorry, repeat?
G-U-N-I.
Goonie. Prince Goonie?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And would that person speaking know the size of the town?
I have no clue.
Okay, because I thought that some cooperation might be in order. If anybody sees Prince Goonie, have him give me a whisper. I'd love to visit with him.
Yeah, excellent.
There's a lot of.
So he also owns Liberty.
Yeah, he owns quite a lot of towns.
So he's actually been to Portalarium, and we've met him. He's a really nice guy, and he owns a lot of towns. I think, I don't know how many. So whether he's going to, I won't speak for him, but other than what he's told me, he may not operate all the towns himself, is my impression.
Okay. And now, if anybody has any questions about the Crossroads or the Cottage Grove, I'd be happy to field them. But for now, that's about what I have.
Excellent.
Hey, Jade. You can go on to the release notes for each of the wipes, and it will tell you the towns that entered and what size they were on it.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, I will turn the microphone over to the next person in line, and thank you for the opportunity to speak, Winfield.
Thank you, Jade, for heading over this way. Perfect. All right, big applause. Big applause. All right, we're looking at Longfall. Nobody here. Longfall. Not many people in Longfall. Longfall is actually a region that's a bit hard to define. Oh, wait a minute. Lazarus is here. Okay, Laz.
Apparently you didn't notice me step forward.
I didn't. I thought you were just getting a good image of me, and my, I'll turn to the side. That's a good profile shot.
You get a profile of you.
Anyway, all right. Lazarus, you're on deck. Go ahead.
I'm representing my towns out in Longfall. We've got 3 player-owned towns out there, offering up an underground, an island, and a yet-to-be-named biome at this point. We have Snug Harbor. It's going to be an island destination and a place for island living and wedding destinations. An unnamed biome Journey's End has got a history to it, and I'm not going to go into all that right now. And I've got the newest edition, which is going to be named Red Hook Caverns, an underground biome attached to both of those towns, right there in the Blood River area. The Red Hook Caverns has got the historical name from reference to my childhood and family, but as well I took from the Blood River area, you know, that the waters from the emptying Blood River would sometimes form what would look like a red hook in the water as they flowed away from the rivers. So we're looking forward to Erie coming in and being a major center of commerce on the southwestern area of the map. And that's about all I've got for Longfall.
So tell us what your goals are before episode 1.
Right now for episode 1 is, of course, to find the third biome. I fell in love with the island and the underground, and I wanted to get those in place. And now it's just a matter of looking at, once everything is situated, located, hooked up together, I will start looking at whether I'm going to do some pre-placement of like town market and all that. And then, of course, I would want my players who are going to live there to have choice in where they live, so I'm going to be pretty organic with that as well. I'm hoping to gather from 3 different corners of the universe. We have the underground, we have the island getaway, and we have your regular. So we'll have like an upper, middle, and lower class living areas, basically. Or should we say a seedy underground, a regular town, and an island destination. Anything else I can answer for anybody there?
Okay, that's wonderful, Laz. So let's give Lazarus Long a great round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah,
well done. Oh, we got a crowded region here. Let's see, this is the region of Elysium, so come on down.
Yes. Come on down. If everyone don't mind, I'll speak first. Kazan Phoenix Fire here, leader of the Phoenix Republic, of course. The Elysium region is our home. The Elysium region is also sort of unique in the sense that we've actually effectively kind of unified the entire island under one community. The region of Elysium has a lot of interesting things that we do, including region-specific Gusball League, region-specific events that occur, and also we also have an ElysiumIsle.com, which is a social networking site just for people within the Elysium region. One of the more active towns in the region, of course, being my town of Port Phoenix. Some of the other people that you see here, which I'll defer to and let speak, include Diamond Fields, our newest town in the region, and Jade Valley, and of course Sparrowfall, led by Lace, Malicus, and Doc Farnsworth in respect. So, Lace, if you want to get up and tell them a bit about your town.
Excellent.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yep.
Okay. Been having mic issues lately. Yeah, Diamond Fields has only been around about 3 weeks, so I'm still getting my foothold on the whole town thing. What I've done is I've pretty much arranged a lot of row houses in Horseshoe. I want to create mini malls where eventually, after release, players can have row lots to set up the mini mall, just with their vendors and stuff. I'm heavily into crafting, so the founders' tables will go under a village pavilion for all to use in the town and stuff. That's the plan so far. I'm heavy into rock and roll, so all the vendors are going to have a little bit of rock and roll themed names. I have some other stuff in the works, but I'm not really ready to share that yet. It's going to be event heavy, and I'm kind of beta testing those now. You guys are the guinea pigs. We had one yesterday. We'll have another one in about 1.5 months. And so that's my plans before launch, is just some events, see how they go, work out the kinks, so that they can be recurring things over the years. Thanks.
Thank you.
And Mal, you want to speak to Jade Valley?
Hello, everyone. I'm Malagas, Governor of the Jade Valley, leader of the Jade Dragons. The Jade Valley is a hopefully lush green, depending on biomes yet to come out, type of community. We have a very large downtown marketplace. If you're looking for a place to place a vendor, there's a lot of openings available. We also hope to have a lot of agriculture going on in our community, but we invite people of all types, PvP, PvE, whatever you're into, role-playing, even PKers, as long as everyone lives together nice in town. And that's about it. It's just a quiet place. It's a great place to visit.
Fantastic.
And Doc actually was deferring to me to speak on Sparrowfall today. Sparrowfall is another town that's interconnected there in Elysium, which actually acts as our customs checkpoint within the Republic and within Elysium. It's a fishing village, kind of known for its kookiness and craziness. And of course, we also have a nice rental area in Elysium owned by Envy, which probably will also be kind of a center for some live streaming activities later. And we also have the Trensic Order of Paladins, which exists on Elysium as well. So a lot of communities come together, but pretty fiercely independent of outside communities, while very much a family within.
Okay. And what are your big goals for your community of towns there prior to episode 1?
I think that each individual person here probably has their own goals. I think we've been working together to build a very strong regional identity that we're trying to get out by launch for sure. I think each town probably has its own goals and views. Me personally, it's just about building and supporting the community events, community culture, concerts, etc.
Excellent. I mean, it's a good time to be doing that and figure out how it all works.
Yep.
Oh yes, and plenty of fish. You are in a great fishing area. Is that correct? Being on an island out there?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of fishing areas.
I figured. Very good. Okay, also Elysium. Any other towns in Elysium?
I have a question for Kaizen.
Sure.
Kaizen.
Yes.
The Elysium mines. Do you guys intend on trying to dominate those mines and bring those resources to market?
I don't see how one could really dominate any of those resources the way that we have it unless they're on open PvP areas.
Wow.
Okay, so you're local to a mining area. You have some mines, resources, but anybody can go there, obviously, and do the mining.
But my understanding, if I remember this correctly, is if you are in an area with some of the higher end nodes or resources that are PvP, if you get killed, your products are taken. So it may encourage some strong fighting, which will also encourage bringing people to protect.
And that could be so. I mean, there's PvP areas that obviously will have a lot of contention, I'm sure, but role-play and story areas is, it's pretty difficult to actually try and keep someone out of those types of areas, especially with the way the mechanics in the game are being built. So I don't really see that much of an issue, to be honest with you.
No, I'm not talking about PvP type. I'm talking about actual going in and dominating the resource nodes and mining it out.
I guess that I haven't really given much thought to it, to be honest with you. I don't really seek to dominate anything.
You also have all the instances, so that way it can't be dominated by one group.
Pretty much.
Okay, well, those are good
there's
points.
single player.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a single player. So there's very layered things we have to consider, I guess. Domination or non-domination or impossibilities of domination. I guess we will see that. The economy sidebar, that would be a good conversation in that. Zeke, thanks for bringing it up. That's a good topic, probably for the economy sidebar. Is domination possible? Is it not possible? That kind of thing. So, good question. All right, Roper Doc Holiday, got you on the platform. Welcome.
Thank you. The Memento Mori have currently 8 cities going in with the January wipe. We are not disclosing where we're going quite yet, and that's why we're kind of hanging out with Phoenix Republic today. But each city is going to be pretty much set up for an individual player type. Our goals here, pre-launch and everything else, is giving every type of player type a voice in a city of their own to pretty much play with. And it's very open. You know, hey, we're going to have an entertainment city. We've contracted Athanol to build us a theater so that we can host concerts, plays, and whatnot. We're going to have a pirate town, themed pirates for, yeah, granted, it's more for release 2 for when you go to seaboard operations. But that pirate town will eventually possibly go to a PvP-oriented, mindset. A town that's going to be dedicated to farming, a dedicated town for crafting. The Capitol building will be dedicated to government for not just our cities, but we intend to try to create a regional government that everyone will be equally voiced. Yeah, we may have more cities in that region than anybody else, but we want everybody in that region to have an equal voice as well as, with the, equal to our own.
Very good. Sounds like a very good setup. We look forward to seeing it all pan out.
One of the other big projects we're having is we are attempting to how would you say, assist new players in the game and, create, a more dialogue or open dialogue for new players coming in the game so we can possibly work on one of the problems I see with the game right now is retention of new players. We want to try to, create something that helps keep them in the game.
That's an extremely good topic, and it is a pre-episode 1 kind of topic. So let me mark that down. Maybe we can do a bit of a sidebar or plenary quick discussion on that after we get around the circle.
Sounds good. But yeah, we'll have we currently have 8 cities that are their coordinates are turned in for the January, and we have 2 more cities that are in discussions with joining our group. And we have 2 players that are looking at buying a player-owned town, but they're waiting for a market for an overhead instead of buying an underground one. But one of the other things that I should mention, because Seabear's not here, he's creating a deep water port type town, which will be the main traffic for all of our trade. We'll be going through there, and then we'll send it out to our small towns, and then we'll have a farming town, crafting town that'll send their resources or finished goods through the main port.
Outstanding. So you have a lot of things to do before episode 1 hits, huh?
That we do. But, our whole idea is each town, even though it has a town owner or, the player-owned town owner, they're having, some of them are having how would you say, town managers, and they're going to be running different programs and different events through all the towns to create traffic, like everybody else is. But we're really trying to get, a voice for people in, we're going to be working with contracts with other cities and, so that we can facilitate, mutual aid across the game, especially in pre-alpha. I mean, there's no reason to get all stingy with information at this point because I'm by the time the game launches, most of that information will have changed anyway.
Very good. All right. Anything else?
Now, if anybody has any questions about our, philosophy or motto, give us a message, any one of us, or contact me, and we'll be more than happy to, start trade relations or stuff like that. But we haven't really said much about our trade relations or, making allies, because I personally don't like having to hide anything when you're making a partnership. And since we're not disclosing our location, we were just kind of waiting until January to, actually fill up the ally list and start trade communications.
Outstanding. Well, thanks, Roper Doc Holiday. So everybody give him a good cheer. All right. Anybody else from Elysium region? All right. Very good. Continuing the counterclockwise rotation. Oh, and everybody's dancing over here. Why is everyone so happy? Oh, we have... All right, so we have the region of Quell. And I see Ezekiel Cooper. So why is everybody so happy dancing, Ezek?
I think they're on crack.
All right, go ahead, sir.
BMC mainly operates out of the Quell. We're spread out all over many of the other regions. Lazarus has his 3 towns up in Longfall. We have representation over in Pilatus. The BMC will be doing a large majority of mining there in the Crag mines, and we'll be bringing those resources to market. That is mostly where we will be there in the Quell region. That's where ground zero is for us. Our public vendor and post office will be located right there in etc. As far as the post offices go, BMC has started contemplating putting a postmaster in to join up with the postal system that the players have started congregating about, as far as demonstrating to Portalarium how much we need it. Haven't decided yet on what town there in the Quell that will be going through, whether it will be Black Rock Cove or another one of the various towns there. The BMC's towns will be for members. There are some that are for members. You can find it on our website that our members can place tax-free lot deeds in. There's also towns that members can place a taxable deed in. There are some members that are leasing out their plots for game currency. Other members are leasing out plots for real-world currency to cover all currency, from Russian rubles to English pounds to Thai baht, whatever you want to pay with. As far as commerce, I'll let the other towns speak on that. I'm going to go ahead and defer the carpet to Wind Silver Moon, representing Blue Rose Isle.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you, Zeke. First, I'll answer Winfield's question. We're dancing to the music we're playing on Avatar's radio, actually.
Fantastic. Everybody should be dancing.
And okay, so I represent Blue Rose Isle, which is going to be a little enchanting island that is going to host permanent player events. Like I do the balls, so each of my balls will have a lot, and they'll be decorated for those events, so I don't have to redo the. To me and use it And if it's actually popular, you know, maybe I'll charge for it, but probably free as long as it doesn't interfere with BMC events. As for Maramesta is the other island I represent, and that is a BMC island. I'm the mayor of it, although Ezekiel shows up as the governor. And we will be renting these islands out. Some of the information can be found on the Britannian Mining Company forums. And the motto of that island is Villages with a View. If you want a village lot not really close together and you like really awesome views, I have set every single village lot up to have the best view possible. And I think that's all of it.
User joined.
Very inviting. Good.
And I will... Who's next, Zeke? Sorry. Mike is Zeke.
Next will be Kendrick Darrow, representing Black Rock Point.
Hello everyone. So I'm the governor of Black Rock Point. It's a BMC town that is one of the connected towns and part of the cluster where Black Rock Cove is. Its main focus is going to be, it's a members only town, although there will be some VIP lots and things like that. Any member of the BMC will be placing in there, so it'll be a BMC community, and I very much see it as an extension of Cove, our capital city. Theme-wise, it's themed as a seaside town with a lighthouse which has some lore. If you check the wiki, it's all on the wiki. And that's really about it. Any questions?
Outstanding.
While we've got the carpet, I'm going to go ahead and announce that the player-owned towns that are available to BMC members as Black Rock Point, the underground holdfast of Minick underneath Black Rock Cove is also available to members. High Brazil, which is an island north of Black Rock Point and Black Rock Cove. They are also open to members. Isle of Blue Rose, which Wynn just spoke about. Stonegate is also available to members. You can contact Cando Cliff Sage for that. And then we have Untercomp, the PvP underground holdfast in the Hidden Vale. No requirements for members to be there as well. This is where most of our militia is housed. And one second, guys, I got a lot of information to put out. BMC represents now 26 player-owned towns spread throughout the regions. We're represented in 18 countries worldwide, which is why we accept all currencies, except for those player-owned town owners that do not want to accept anything but their specified currencies. Other than game gold. We will also be holding our inter-guild player-owned town meetings. We started one last night where we can all put our heads together and start coming up with support or ideas that we need to put together as a conglomeration, and how and which direction that we're going to take our player-owned towns. Keep in mind that nobody in the BMC dictates to player-owned town owners as to what to do with their towns. We make suggestions and we take suggestions. From the BMC to the general public, all of our towns are freely open to the public to visit. Some of these towns have commerce, some of these towns are getaways, some of these towns are event holders. And you can find, eventually you'll be able to find exactly what you're looking for and whatever facet you're looking for on the BMC website under BMC Towns at the top menu. That page is still under development. Any questions from the floor or from Winfield or anybody?
It sounds like you've made huge progress since release 1 in developing the BMC, the relationships, and bringing folks together. I mean, 18 countries is just fantastic. My question is, how do you handle multilingual across the BMC? People who desire people to speak English, or do you have lots of folks who can only speak another language, and now you're getting into interpreters or translators?
We have had some problems with language, haven't we, Jade? She must be outside smoking. Yes, we've had some problems with language barriers. However, I did contact what is it? Universal Studios. Are you
I'm
there,
here, darling.
Jade?
Yeah, I am.
We've had some problems with language barriers, haven't we?
We have, and occasionally when I'm communicating with someone that really doesn't understand English, I'll use like online translators and whatnot. I personally have a 2-volume book where I keep track of all of the guilds that I can find in Novia. And I have actually, when I'm a recruiter, most people know that. When I actually find somebody who really is not native English at all, I do everything I can to make sure that they're happy with the placement. I have referred a couple of Germans to German guilds, and I believe I found a French guild one time for one person. However, we also are very, very tolerant. We have a very talented gentleman with a very thick accent, Jacob, that makes fabulous maps. But we work really hard. We don't have any translators at this point, but we work really hard with those that want to be part of the BMC that do have some English skills. So we just try really hard. We don't have translators yet, but we also try in our recruiting efforts to make sure that everybody is happy with where they land and not just center at 100% on this guild. The person in the guild need to blend correctly, so that's my goal.
And I also petitioned Universal Studios out in Hollywood to loan us Star Trek's Universal Translator.
It's on the wish list. That's
Right.
great.
So if anybody has any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them. Doesn't matter what kind of question.
All right,
Thank you for
wonderful.
your time.
Thank you, folks. Thanks, Britannia Mining Company. Give everybody a round of applause there. Great.
Yay, Zeke!
Yay!
Thank you, Winfield and
Hello,
Paxley.
everybody.
All right, anybody else in the Quell area that has not been spoken or spoken for? Any other towns there?
We have, yeah, if I can speak for these guys, y'all mind?
Sure. I don't mind at all. It's a regional kind of thing, so step forward again.
Let me pull my list up here.
These would be other towns that aren't part of the BMC?
No, these are towns that it's all.
We have a member from Brittany.
There's 2 guys that we're reaching out to. Actually, 1. The owner of White Rock, he is not a BMC member yet. And Prince Goonie owns Crag, right there next to the Crag Mines, Crag Foothills. I don't pretend to try to recruit Prince Goonie or give any leverage at all from this organization to Prince Goonie. He's an avid player in Second Life. He is branching his investments over to Shroud of the Avatar, and I applaud that. And I hope that he fulfills every endeavor that he embarks upon. Mainly the towns that One second, I'm zooming down. Most of the towns, I would say 95% of the towns in the Quell are BMC-controlled towns, with the exception of White Rock and Crag. Meinicas and underground caverns, Obsidian Ridge and Maramesta, those are rental towns only that players in the BMC invested in and that will be open to the public, no matter what stature they are, where they come from, or whatever. They will be welcome in those towns. Those towns are governed by a mayor. When Silver Moon is the mayor of Maramesta, we are in the middle of a voting process for a mayor of Obsidian Ridge. Stonegate is owned by Arcando Cliffsage, and I really haven't gotten a feel for what he's trying to do with Stonegate, except that he has it open to BMC members at this point. Later on, after release, I'm sure it will be open to the general public, as Black Rock Cove is already open to the general public. We shut Black Rock Cove down to members on August 27th. High Brazil is open to members that have a tax-free plot deed to facilitate pledges within the guild. And that is the same is true for Black Rock Point. Pomerantz Island is also controlled by the BMC. Same scenario, I believe. He is asking for tax-free rent plot deed holders inside the guild to place there. Isle of the Blue Rose is it's open to any and all, no matter if it's a tax-free deed or not. And so far, that is about it, I think.
I don't know how you keep track of it all. I guess 2 big 3-ring notebooks keeps a track of it.
Jeffrey Point in Brittany is owned by a BMC member as well. We haven't got it put on the towns list, but I believe
it's Elegance, and he's at school, and I believe he's going to be trying to rent that out.
Is he okay? Exactly where is he? Where is his town at, Win?
Brittany. It's located in Brittany.
Okay, so it's not added on Jacob's map or on our towns list.
No, but it's in game, I believe.
Okay.
I will have him post everything later. I apologize for that.
No, it's okay. Spread out all over the place, Winfield, and yes, you're right. It's a daunting task to keep track of everything, but people have entrusted the leadership of the BMC to properly represent them and to keep track of everything that they've got as far as, and that's basically what the guild has become for its members, and always has been and always will be, is it is a unified point that everybody can come to a head, as I guess you could say. It's where the community has chose to be and trust with being represented properly and what their assets in the game. I'm sure all of us have put our time and effort into the game and invested in the game, and it's kind of nice that there's a group of people that has those players and those members' interests at heart, and I'm sure the other groups and guilds and player-owned town conglomerations have done the same. We're honored to be a part of it, and we're trying to do our best to make sure that we represent our group the best that we can.
Outstanding. Excellent. So great information. Thanks, Zeke. Let's give him a round of applause again. That's perfect. All right. Let's, boy, it's starting to rain. What is it with this weather? All right, just hope we don't have a thunderstorm here. Okay, we're up to the Perennial Coast. So come on down, Ansov. tell us what's going on in your region.
Do we have him in TeamSpeak?
He might be typing. We'll see.
He is in TeamSpeak.
All right, Striker, you're up.
Maybe he doesn't realize push to talk.
He's typing.
Greetings, I'm mainly here as a general attendant. Our guild has been Chateau Battlemont in pre-alpha, but our official guild name and POT location and function is to be determined. I'm here as a voice for player conflict and as an advocate for players being able to determine their own laws in their towns.
Very nice.
I'm here to participate in the combat workshop and submit ideas regarding the dynamics of player-owned towns to enrich guild warfare and PvP. I have started the thread PvP enabled POT dynamics and home defense concepts to start a conversation regarding these matters. It includes towns, jails to generate revenue for POTs, raidable guild buildings, and other concepts.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very nice.
Yep.
User disconnected from your channel.
Haven't heard all those ideas before.
Thank you, Ansiv.
Thank you.
Claps for Ansiv.
Very good.
Well done. Well stated. Sounds like something could be discussed in one of the sidebar sessions with that stuff. So thank you. Good stuff. All right, next region. Oh, we have a vacant region. Midmare. Nobody here. All right, let's go on to this one. I stopped moving the carpets around. All right. It says an all towns gathering welcome. Which region are you folks?
Grunwald.
Oh my gosh.
Grunwald.
Looks like Grunwald folks. So some people stepped down representing Grunwald.
Lawrence? Oh, EK's on it.
EK is ours.
Eternal Night.
Feel free for yours.
I can type and speak at the same time. Hi all, my name is Eternal Night and I'm the emissary for Order of Vengeance, otherwise known as OOV. I mostly help and run and attend all type of events. For the Order of Vengeance, we were split up into 3 separate towns. Violation Cloth is the Governor of Vengeance. This is our PvP-enabled town where OOV will actively guard. Orderly PvP is how I like to think of this town. Lormus is the Governor of Malice. This is also a PvP-enabled town where anything goes. There will be no guards here. Think of it as a full-out melee all the time. One second, sorry. William Serenite is the governor of Serenite. This is the economic hub of OOV. Our crafters have migrated to Serenite and set up markets here where people can come and buy and sell their wares. Prior to release, we are working on multiple items. PvP is the heart of what we do. We like to test combat and have tournaments that involve multiple setups. Our setup in each of our towns with houses and market locations is something that we are tinkering with each release. We get ideas and test them out to see if we want to use any of them for episode 1. Finally, as Serenite is our economic hub, we are involved with the regional economy and interested in helping set up regional marketplaces where everyone can come and set up a vendor. That is pretty much what we are working on right now within Order of Vengeance. Are there any questions for Order of Vengeance?
So you mentioned the regional stuff, which we've seen in action. What now? Order of Vengeance is also has PvP town. What is the player combat focus within the region? There's the Shardfall there for Order of Vengeance.
So we're typically an anti-PK type of guild. So we like to, I'd say, keep the peace, if you will. We have 2 towns that are PvP enabled where anyone can come and visit and test combat. If they want to try and start a war, they're more than welcome to, and we can have some fun around the combat system as well. We do have the Shardfall, which is a PvP enabled town, or a PvP enabled scene. And we believe that we probably will be in there collecting resources, defending some of it if there are PKers that are coming around and harassing some of our crafters and gatherers.
All right, very good. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Claps for Eternal Night.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right, who's next from Grunwald? Sir Themolock.
Hello everybody, Themolock here, representing the Pax Lair cluster. I'm not actually sure how many towns we got now. I think we're up around 14, most of which are all in the same location around us here in one big cluster. A couple of which from my guild are elsewhere. Not all of our towns have a defined purpose yet, but our overall purpose is community support and helping new players settle into the game. We do our best to remain neutral and outside of conflicts between other groups, and we definitely are open to supporting any guild or individuals' events and activities, and I think we're doing a fairly good job of doing so. Within our group we've got quite a mix of cultures and people from different countries, and we have representatives that speak quite a number of different languages, quite a few of which are currently helping with the localization. We're looking at the moment to try and figure out ways to include more non-English speakers in events like this one, where we haven't quite nailed down how we're going to go about doing that, but we do have a few translators for other languages. For the moment, we're looking at writing more guides and things and having those translated into different languages on the forum. Pax Lair, upon release, is very much going to roleplay as new arrivals to Novia, so while some of our towns will sort of instantly be set up, Pax Lair itself will start off as like a camp, if you will, like a you know, we're just rolling up new to the land, so it'll start small and grow over time. We do have a number of role players in the group, not all of which want to be involved with the pre-release. So we have quite a large number of people that will come later, including almost 3/4 of my own guild, Pax et Veritas. That's about it. Basically, anyone who wants or needs help with events or anything can come to us and ask for it, and we will not say no.
Wonderful. Very well said. I could not have said it better. But I do have one question before you run away. Is prior to episode 1, what is kind of the main goals of what Paxler is trying to accomplish during the pre-alphas?
Well, we're just trying to help out with both development and the growth of new guilds and groups, trying to bring people together as much as possible, so we can all work out as one massive group what we want, what sort of things we need, and doing our best to make that known to the development team, I guess.
Outstanding. Excellent. Thank you, Themo. Very good explanation of Pax Slayer. Please give him a round of applause. I could not have done it better. Okay, anyone else from Grunwald? We also know that in Grunwald we have folks from the caverns, and we enjoy doing many things with them regionally as well. Alright, moving on to the next one around the horn here. Drockvald. Okay, who do we have from Drockvald? Is Dara Bray here? Apparently not yet. Okay, we'll move on.
Actually, I'm from Dara Bray.
Oh, excellent. Come stand on the red carpet. Come on.
Bard, I didn't see you there.
He snuck in here.
Ah, Bard,
User
yes.
left your channel.
Tell us about your wonderful place of regionality there.
Ah, the island. Actually,
island.
I don't have too much to speak on behalf of Duke Gregor. However, I would like to say that I am most impressed by this meeting. As well, how would I say, an emissary of many different guilds now. I'm familiar with the Britannia Mining Company. I'm familiar with the all of the different clans and organizations and guilds that are being run, and I must say that I am completely impressed by the array of different types of characters from around the world that I have been meeting. And it is an honor to sit in on behalf of Dara Bray. I'm afraid that I don't really have too much to say on it, though. However, do please visit. We are located on the northeast peninsula of Britannia, but please, I do apologize for not being able to speak on behalf of Duke Gregor.
Oh, no problem at all.
That's about all I have to say. Is it's a pleasure to have met you all from all the different player-owned towns, and I hope in the future to have a place there on Dara Bray myself and participate more in player-owned town activities. Thank you.
Outstanding. Round of applause for Bard Greyhawk from the Duchy of Dara Bray, who also has the royal warrant to run the welcome quest every release, which has us always intrigued every month. Good, thank you. On to the next. Let's see. So it's Graph Island. Graph Island, I don't even think there are player towns on Graph Island yet.
User disconnected from your channel.
or if it's even possible. Maybe someone should request. Well, I guess I can't request them on Overland Map yet, but we'll see what happens. All right, a Hidden Vale. What do we have from the Hidden Vale? I see Elgarian. That's outstanding.
Hey guys.
Welcome.
Hey, not too much different with Kali, the Hidden Vale. Did have a story campaign that occurred there recently, thanks to Kazan Phoenix Fire for picking up the storyline I started for Harvest Festival. It was a few select that showed, but it was an absolute blast. It kind of goes on the concept of what I planned for Kali. It's simply going to be, I think Stryker mentioned he's reserving a large space in his city for the same thing for Whiteheart, and it's going to be an open, like, RP playground. People can reserve space for events. In fact, that'll be one of the future modules I add to RPOTA, is if people have assets or venues they wish to put into a reservation system, they'll be able to do it there as well. And Kali would be just one of the entries there that people could reserve. As for plans before launch, I don't know, it's always going to be available for anyone who needs it. But I don't plan for it to be a very large location for citizens unless they wish to live on the outskirts, you know, so they're close to an event hub. Whether it becomes one or not successfully, who knows?
Outstanding. Quite a few player-owned towns in Hidden Vale.
Yeah, actually, I would say there's probably a dozen. I mean, Wizard's Rest is there. To name one that I know, that's I believe Gabriel Night Shadows. Yeah, there's quite a few. I don't. I'm trying to think their names.
There are quite a few, and I'm surprised.
I have to check my map actually.
No, that's fine. And the reason I kind of bring that up is that I'm going to hold a quick session on a workshop about new players, and I think that Hidden Vale is still a good place for new players. It's got a lot of resources, lower level things than the the Novia itself, where people can kind of come up to speed, easier, better, faster without going through all these control points. Is that kind of true with the Hidden Vale still?
Yeah, I would say so. It seems like the content's at the lower end level-wise, and it does have a feel for an entry point. I don't know where the final starting point of the game's going to be. If it's going to be Solace and Bridge, I'm not sure. I would assume it is.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay,
all right, I
thanks
see
for
Zcast.
the chance to talk.
Good. Claps for Elgarian. All right, I think who's left here? Oh no, we have one here. Regalis. Anyone from Regalis? Marguerite, are you from Regalis or just running across bleachers?
I'm just running across bleachers.
She's following the ground and
Okay.
cheering everybody on.
That's great. All right, so we have made it all of the way around in record time, much faster than last time. So an hour and a half. I thank everyone for the plenary session. What I'd like to do now is give everybody a 5-minute break to hang out. I do encourage people to stay with us, if not physically here, but in the channels. I think there's going to be some really good discussion in some of the sidebars. We're going to run those every 30 minutes, starting at the bottom of the hour in about 5 minutes, because we're 30 minutes ahead of schedule. And we'll go over that real quick in a few minutes again, and people can go off, and then they can move around every 30 minutes into different sessions until we, for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, until we kind of run out of steam. But before we do that, let's for this 5-minute break, let's see if we can, how many people we can get into this balloon up here. I think we have to set a new world record or Novian record. So everybody who's around, go ahead and climb that ladder, that rope ladder here in the center, and we'll see how many people we can get up there. I will stand down here at the bottom and kind of hold the rope ladder steady and make sure it doesn't move while everybody's up there.
I would like to know, how are we going to get a count? I think we should have everybody go up one by one so we could get a count.
Oh, we could.
I have a count to everybody that's here, though, if that will help. If everybody gets in, I can tell you how many people are here.
We can also count in a moment, because I can count the number of skeletons on the ground here right now and subtract that from the number of skeletons that'll be here in a moment. So, Laz, you said you want to watch from above or below. I don't know where you are, Laz. Your stream's going to go dark, unless you want to be participating in this. I am going to move the airship, and people are going to fall. So if you're willing to find one of the Ankhs, I guess there's plenty of Ankh around this area. Anyone else wanting to get up into the balloon? Alright. So how's the view up there? Who's got a good view? Everybody wave.
Print screens.
We got it on video.
Cool.
Alright, we've got about 7 skeletons down here so far. So let's see how many
You
more
gotta
we
get it
can
on
get.
video from the balloon.
Death awaits you all with nasty big pointy teeth.
We don't even need one and only for mass senseless slaughter.
Mass senseless slaughter. Oh. Elwyn Moon tried to jump out and escape. Did not make it. Oh, Galus is trying to jump too. Well, let me move the balloon and everybody will drop.
You said you were holding the ladder.
He lied.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Wait, so someone in here has 704 hit points.
Yeah,
Timo.
that would be me.
Yeah, we know exactly who that one is, not a Christian.
Did you buff first, or is that unbuffed?
Unbuffed.
See, you should have buffed first.
Is anybody surprised to hear that?
I hope people are getting some screenshots. This is good for something.
I got it all on camera watching everybody fall to a mass mass fall. That looked pretty good. Oh, who's faking it
So
there?
we now have created our first mass suicide?
Mass suicide.
I don't know. I think that was mass murder on Winfield's part.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
we
say,
shouldn't even have
I didn't know
any
anybody
Kool-Aid.
was really up there. I thought you guys had all left. I didn't see anybody. Oh, I was
It all
standing
went
too far
downhill.
underneath.
Fish.
All went downhill when they started adding astronomy.
So here's
astronomy.
here's an interesting discovery. If you were on walk mode, when you die, your ghost only moves at like a meter.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
no.
I'm doing that too.
Oh no!
Everyone's
It'll take you
passing me on
forever
the
to find
road.
it.
I know the
All right,
parade
let's take
is fun.
a 5-minute break and get yourselves back here. Hang around. If you have to do other things, you can still hang around in TeamSpeak. Listen to what the conversations will be. At 35 past the hour, I'll come back and we'll get the workshop started from the plenary session.
Alrighty, and with that, Winfield, we're going to break away as our coverage of the basic event is going to be concluded here.
Excellent. Thank you for coming over.
Cheers, Les.
Thanks,
Now,
Lazarus.
would you like to say something for everybody before we depart here while I got you on camera?
Sure. So, like I said at the beginning, the purpose of these All Towns gatherings is dates way back and will continue probably for many, many episodes. It's a chance for us to get our heads together in a very neutral fashion. I'd like to see us continue to do this. I'd like to see us be able to do it eventually in a completely neutral area within Novia that the developers could create for us. In the meantime, we'll have to use our towns so we can get everybody here. And so we'll see what happens next release and the next 3 times out where we want to hold this. But I appreciate everybody coming and working together on ideas. I think it's critical that we communicate with each other, toss around ideas, and basically make this game, from our point of view and suggestions we make amongst ourselves and the developers, as much as possible before they have everything completely baked in for the first episode. So thanks, everybody, and I'll be back.
Bye,
lads.
Thank you, Winfield. Bye, Marguerite. Love you.
Bye, lads.
Alrighty, and that's going to be our coverage of the all-player-owned towns gathering here, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for viewing, and we look forward to seeing everybody next time at the next all-player-owned towns gathering.
And an archive of my stream will be up on YouTube probably within an hour.
Stay tuned to NBNN for more news, sports, player town gatherings, crazy wild happenings, and anything else we can bring you. Thanks for participating, everybody, and we'll see y'all soon.
And lots of dead people.
Is it disrespectful that we're dancing on the bodies?
From your channel.
Well, they're our own bodies, so.
No, Minerva, we're dancing in tribute.
Okay.
Tribute
I
to the
wanna make sure
glories